The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the emergency beacon echoed through the crystalline halls. Ambassador Calyx of the Centauri Republic adjusted his neural interface, his 6 eyes focusing on the holographic display that materialized before the assembly. The Draxan Empire's fleet had finally made their move, crossing into neutral space with enough firepower to level 3 star systems. "The situation is dire," announced High Chancellor Vortak, her metallic voice reverberating through the chamber. "The Draxan forces outnumber our combined fleets 3-1. Their new plasma cannons have already decimated the outer colonies of Kepler 442. The representatives from dozens of species murmured anxiously. The war had been brewing for decades, but nobody expected the Draxans to strike so decisively. Their dark ships, bristling with weapons that could crack planets, now formed an impenetrable wall advancing toward the heart of civilized space. Commander Thane Rodriguez sat in the human delegation corner, quietly observing the panic spreading through the chamber. Earth had only joined the Galactic Council 50 years ago, and humanity was still considered a minor species, young, technologically inferior, and militarily insignificant. Most of the other races barely acknowledged their presence during these critical discussions. "Perhaps," Calyx suggested desperately, "we should consider surrender terms. The Draxan Emperor might show mercy if we—" "No surrender," Thane interrupted, standing slowly. The chamber turned to look at the human representative, some species displaying what could only be described as amusement at his audacity. "Commander Rodriguez," High Chancellor Vortak's tone carried a hint of condescension. "While we appreciate Earth's enthusiasm, your species contributes only 12 ships to our fleet. This is hardly the time for bravado." Thane smiled grimly. 12 active ships, yes. But we have one more vessel that might interest you." He activated his communication device. "Admiral Hassan, you're cleared for jump." The space around the council station shimmered, and reality seemed to bend as something massive emerged from a temporal displacement field. The assembled delegates gasped as their sensors struggled to process what they were seeing. The ship was impossibly ancient by galactic standards, barely 3,000 years old, yet it dwarfed everything in the system. Nearly 2 kilometers long, its hull bore the scars of countless battles, and strange symbols that predated most known civilizations glowed along its flanks. This was the indomitable humanity's first true warship, thought lost in the early days of their space exploration. "Impossible," whispered the Centauri ambassador. "Our archaeologists determined that vessel was destroyed centuries ago." Admiral Hassan's weathered face appeared on the main display. "Not destroyed, Ambassador. Hidden. We've spent the last 200 years reverse engineering every piece of alien technology we could find, retrofitting this old girl with the best of everything." Her eyes gleamed with dangerous satisfaction. "She's been waiting for the right moment to stretch her legs." The Draxan fleet, which had been maintaining formation at the edge of the system, suddenly shifted into aggressive positioning. Their commander had clearly detected the newcomer and wasn't impressed by humanity's ancient relic. What happened next would be studied in military academies for generations. The Indomitable didn't charge forward like the young species ships typically did. Instead, it simply disappeared. Not cloaked, not jumped, vanished completely from all sensors. The Draxan fleet opened fire anyway, their plasma cannons lighting up the void where the human ship had been. But their target was already behind them, having somehow folded space itself to relocate instantly. The ancient warship's weapon systems came online with a sound that registered on subspace frequencies. A deep, thrumming note that made every ship in the system vibrate. The Indomitable fired once. A beam of pure energy, crackling with technologies that shouldn't have existed, lanced out and struck the Draxan flagship. The massive dreadnought simply ceased to exist, its atoms scattered across light years in an instant. The remaining Draxan fleet, 300 ships strong, turned to flee. They made it exactly 47 seconds before spacetime folded around them like origami, compressing their formation into a single point that the human warship casually erased with another impossible beam. In the stunned silence that followed, Admiral Hassan's voice crackled over the communications array. "This is Admiral Hassan of the Terran Defense Force. The conflict is concluded. Any questions? The war that was supposed to last years ended in exactly 4 hours and 12 minutes. The Galactic Council never again questioned humanity's contributions to galactic security, and the Indomitable returned to whatever hidden dimension it called home, waiting patiently for the next time the galaxy needed reminding that sometimes the oldest predators are the most dangerous.